Hey, gang. Hello again. Welcome to Up Front with Frank Rothstein on Skies Crescent Radio. Yes, that's Skies Crescent Radio. SKYES. For all of you leaving out the E and going somewhere else, make a left turn, come join us. You're getting it wrong. But we are on Skies Crescent Radio, broadcasting through Spreaker, Spreaker. Me, I'm still sitting at home. Jade is working out of her newest location, out of her castle in the sky. She's moved to higher ground. And she still has not left her house. How they got her into the new home, I'll never know, but she got there. Yeah, we're still going pretty strong here. I'm still hanging in semi-sane. Jade, she's trying to sound sane. You can't hear her right now. There's no microphone on, but I can hear her. We have a lot going on this week, so much so that I had to make a few notes for myself to remember what I wanted to say. I mean, there's just so much insanity going on. Last night we were watching the Democratic National Convention broadcasting, well, over the internet, on television, through Zoom. And, they did a 2-hour thing as opposed to the usual 5. I understand. So, it's different. People gave some speeches. Michelle Obama did a good job going after Donald Trump in a very efficient manner. I'll give her that. She was good. She really was good. But there was one senator, and I forgot which one it was, who was broadcasting her speech. She was sitting in the kitchen. I mean, that's what she was doing. She was sitting in the kitchen. And the thing about doing this on television over, virtually, is that people are recording their speeches because they want to get it right. That is always a thing about live. Live happens. Sometimes you get it right. Sometimes you don't. You can't even bounce off the crowd because what do you really got? A couple of kids in the house or a dog barking, so everyone did the best they can. But that's what's going on. And while I'm sitting here in my house, I sit between my computer and my television set, and I'm watching what's going on. I got a kick out of this. I was watching last night over on CNN. Anderson Cooper was talking to Mike Lindell. Who is Mike Lindell? Mike Lindell is the guy who owns MyPillow. You see him on television trying to sell you MyPillow to help your neck and get a better night's sleep. Now, he wants people to... Mike Lindell decided to get people to take medication. I couldn't understand it. He's pushing... Let me get this on my Facebook page because I could not believe that I was listening to this. Matter of fact, I didn't even bother putting it from the oleander plant, an extract. He wants people to start taking this, a supposed drug that has not been tested by anyone, the FDA, by anyone, or on a rat, on a human. And the president, because he heard it, because Mike Lindell is now a big sponsor, has been for a while, of Donald Trump, who I believe is running the campaign out of Minnesota. Now he has the president's ear for what to take. I couldn't believe that either. So this is a guy who's now pushing drugs when really all he should be doing is stuffing pillows with feathers. And he wants people to start taking oleandrin. Oleandrin is whatever it is that was probably used. It's a chemical extract from the oleander plant. It is nothing. I don't know who would help years ago. And I'm watching Anderson Cooper pick this guy apart. And he's doing it very basic. You want to be able to call people on their bullshit, on their song and their dance, and see if they even know who wrote the song to begin with. Just keep, no matter what they say, use any response that fits. Who, what, when, where, why. Who, what, when, where, why. And you see this on the news. People are saying, People say, people have been complaining. Others have said, and just say who. And normally that's the end of it. Who? Who's complaining? Tell me who it is, and we'll, sort of like cite your source. Tell us where you get your information from. Well, Mike couldn't do it. Anderson was having a fun time with him last night. Well, we have a new pill to take. Maybe. What else is going on? I'm looking at it on the news now. Oh, by the way, let me get rid of this story, just so you know, because, schools are opening. Yeah, schools are opening. And the problems are starting. So much so that University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill has gone back to remote learning because after a couple of frat parties, 150 new cases, almost 150, excuse me. The report from yesterday was 135. There's got to be a few more. Almost 135 new cases within a week of starting classes. Oh, and by the way, that's on my computer on my left. That's from NBC News. On my right, on CNN, Notre Dame has reported almost 150 cases because, make no mistake, we know how to keep the numbers down, which is keep people away from each other. That's just what it is. Keep people away from each other. That's what's done it. And rain has really helped a lot. Let me tell you, those violent desert rains, you look out your window lately at night, sometimes during the day, when the rain is coming down, it ain't no sun shower. It's no drizzle. No umbrella is going to survive this one. But that's what's keeping people away from each other. Well, now the colleges are opening up. Oops. And they're going to wind up having a problem because the people who tested 150 people, well, they're taking all different classes with different schedules, 135 here, 150 there. Oh, yeah, plenty of people. Now they have to go home. But they tested positive. Now they have to go home. You know what happens when they go home? Whoever's there is at big risk. Oops. And this is what's going to happen. New York State has officially opened the schools. We're getting ready. You know what's going to happen when kids go to school? Oops. What do little kids do? Especially little kids? They sneeze on each other. And yes, children are testing positive. So much so, I see that time. I have to get ready. I have music also to play, by the way. I didn't forget. But what do you think happens? Now the colleges are going to open. Did you know that every 19 and 20-year-old is bulletproof? That nothing can possibly happen to them? Even when they see it happening to others around them, nothing can happen. And you're going to hear it in New York State also. Because schools are opening, people are going to school, and they're going to take it home to the families. I see that, what does it say in the news? Paris cases have risen sixfold. That's the term they use. Sixfold. Not quite sure how that happened, but it's coming back in Paris. Well, what does this thing say? Over 5 million cases we've had in America. But yes, it's going to happen. Once you start opening up, it's going to happen again. And this proves one thing. We know how to keep the numbers down. We know how to get the numbers, we know how to get the numbers down. But we don't know anything about this disease yet, this virus. Because once people get around each other, you might call it 50-50. You'll get it or you won't. But it's not because of anything that science is proving yet. So yeah, be careful. Don't be so quick to go to a party so fast. Just don't. Be smart. Even if you walk home, or walk into your house sneezing from an allergy attack, everyone's going to become paranoid. So just chill out. All right? Do us all a favor. 5:11. I think I am going to play a song after that rant. So on my list, what reads as song number 1, I actually went back to 1956. This was originally done by Ike Turner and his Kings of Rhythm. Actually, it is Billy Gales who sang with Ike Turner and his Kings of Rhythm. So this is Just One More Time. There you go. That was Billy Gales with Ike Turner and the Kings of Rhythm. They made some good music. They made excellent music. Ike Turner, well, what can you do? But he was a brilliant musician. So much so, he was so brilliant that he spotted Tina Turner out of a crowd. That was the end of his brilliance. And from there on, it went downhill. But as a musician, he was a genius. What else is going on? Oh, yeah. Almost forgot. New York City is looking to open up gyms, museums, and bowling alleys. Well, we're putting, what's the headline in Yahoo News? New York City hits the brakes on gym reopenings. They're focusing on the schools first. Got to have those bowling alleys back because you never know. You got to roll a few. Oh, that's going to be so iffy when you walk into that place. Yeehaw. Probably better off at the museum. At least it's a big place. Control the crowds a little bit. That's that. What else is going on in the world here? Oh, this is, I haven't talked about something like this in a while. So I looked at the news today. It says, man with 14 guns threatens mass shooting at a Long Island yeshiva camp. And this is, okay, this says, a Long Island man who was found with an arsenal of weapons in his home is accused of threatening to shoot up a yeshiva children's camp today. Nicola Pell, 58, called Nassau County Police twice on Monday around 5:20 p.m. to lodge a social distancing complaint against Yeshiva Kitana of Long Island, a children's camp located in Inwood. Right? During the second call, Pell says, if I have to go out there with a freaking machine gun and shoot up all these people, I will. So, police went to both the house and his home, where Pell made admitted to making the phone calls and the threats, and yeah, they got some good stuff. He has like 14 guns, a real big machine. This is a machine. What is this thing? Let's see, 14 weapons and a 30-round magazine clip. It doesn't say exactly what they are, but he has a nice little collection of stuff. And yes, if he was probably going to go kill all the kids because somewhere, nowhere near his house, kids were playing. There you go. I love people. I tell you, I'd rather talk to dogs than cats. No one believes me. I always rather talk to dogs than cats. By the way, as always, I always remind people, if anyone would like to tell me what they're thinking, share a quote or two, share a little ideas, you can always write to me at upfrontfrank@gmail.com, upfrontfrank@gmail.com. And if you have any thoughts in your mind about trying to do this, creating your own podcast, your own little webcast, doing your own thing on the radio, write to Jade. Write to Jade. Jade Zabrick at gmail.com. That's what we got to do. Write to Jade Zabrick at gmail.com. She'll tell you exactly what's going on. And you can follow her and her band, The Trainwalkers, over on Twitch, Instagram, and some other .coms, iHeart. Or just go to their website, thetrainwalkers.com. What else is going on? Speaking of crowds where they don't belong, in Wuhan, China, I guess their concerns for catching COVID are decreasing because they hosted a massive concert, massive crowds the other day. And let's see if that works out because yeehaw, right? Yeehaw. Tell you, people just aren't getting it. They're just not getting it. They're taking their chances. They're rolling the dice. Trust me, I rolled plenty of dice. I went to Vegas all the time. I've done 30 trips to Vegas. I roll dice all the time. You know what the most common number is on dice when you go to a craft table? 7. It is the easiest number to roll. Which means, yes, it could make you a winner right away, but it can also make you a loser very fast also. 7 comes up no matter what happens on the dice. No matter what combination of numbers come up on one, there's something on the other one that can give you a 7. Don't 7 out. Don't crap out and go to the wrong place, the wrong parties. I read it all the time. Cops having massive amounts of police having to go to break up parties. It's insane. It really is. It just is insane. It is 5:20. I don't know why I'm telling you the time all the time, but what can you do? What can you do? I feel like I'm doing the traffic report. I'm hoping everyone had a good week. Wow, we had a good big rain last night, but the weather's been pretty good. Hopefully people are getting some air because it's got to go out sometime, right? Got to get a few things. Here's one story that made me laugh. Firefighters smash windows of a BMW parked in front of a fire hydrant. Good. Don't park there. This is for all of you driving. I don't care if it's a BMW or any other car for that matter. Don't park in front of a fire hydrant. Know why? If they need to, fire departments, firemen will simply break out the glass. Public service announcement. What else is going on? Oh, here's one. This is a good one. This is a really good one before I get to the next song. The New York shampoo assistance bill is dripping with special interests. And I believe I mentioned it last week. You are now required to take 500 hours of training if you want to become a shampoo, hair, and beauty, to wash hair in a shampoo hair at a beauty salon or barbershop. I'm babbling, I know. But that is what it is. As it turns out, this is like an average cost of $13,000, let's say $354. Turns out two of the people who are helping to pass this bill own schools. They own the training schools, the beauty schools. Yeah. So this, I don't know how much this is going to pass, how long it will last, but I don't think shampooing hair is a great science. So we'll leave that one alone for a while, but okay. Oh, my. Let's see. We're going to play a song because, hey, it's just one of those days, huh? Okay. The next song. Looking at one of my favorites on YouTube, and they're covering, this time they were covering an old Cherelle song. So along with Tony Lindgren, this is Reina Del Cid, Mama Said.
Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this, my mama said. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this, my mama said. I went walking the other day, everything was going fine. Then I met a boy named Billy Joe, and I almost lost my mind. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this, my mama said. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this, my mama said. Someone will look at me like I'm looking at you someday. Then I might find that I don't want you anyway. But I don't worry, 'cause Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this, my mama said. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this, my mama said. Eyes are wide open, but all that I can see is chapel bells tolling for everyone said there'll be days like this. There'll be days like this. Mama said. Mama said there'll be days like this. There'll be days like this. My mama said. Mama said, Mama said. Mama said, don't you worry. Mama said, Mama said there'll be days like this.
There you go. What else is going on in the news? This one, we'll say, is the 18th. This story came out of the 14th in Seattle, and I believe it happened in a couple of other spots as well. Seattle Black Lives Matter protesters demand that white people give up their homes. I'm reading this from the New York Post. It happened in Seattle, Washington. It says a group of Black Lives Matter protesters in Seattle marched through a residential neighborhood this week, demanding that white residents give up their homes. And that's in the videos. We can hear them. It's in the videos. It's a dramatic video shows. Yeah, okay. Footage of the Wednesday demonstration posted to Twitter shows a crowd of dozens chanting Black Lives Matter before an unidentified man projects his ire, I haven't used that word in years, ire, toward nearby white residents, saying they are living in historically black sections of the city, as another woman in the crowd yells that they should give up their homes and give their stuff back. I'm cleaning that up a little bit. Did you know that, and I quote, do you know that before your white ass came here, this was all black people? All right. Do you know that people like you came here and basically bought out all the land from all the black people for far less than it was worth, kicked them out so you could live here? Did you know that? Well, I'm sure that not every resident knows every last thing that happened. I understand basically what the premise of Black Lives Matter is. I do not know that anyone marching through town demanding that others give up their homes is really going to happen. I just don't think that's going to happen. That might be a reach, a little bit of a stretch. And what else does it say here? But pretty much that's the gist of it. They want it back. Threatening business owners. I am all for the protests. I am all for what the basic cause is. I am all for a lot of things. I don't think that marching through town telling people to get out, no matter who they are, is the way to go. Giving up your house, I don't know that. I don't know what's going to happen. But that's what's going on. That's the next, not everywhere, but in certain areas. This video shows Black Lives Matter demonstrators and Antifa members calling for white people to get them out of their homes as the crowd calls for reparations. All right, we'll see where that goes. That's what's going on in Seattle, at least a few days ago. Not sure where it's going to lead to from there, but that's the update. What else is going on? Wow, reading this in the New York Times. The Daily News, the New York Daily News, is now a newspaper without a newsroom. As it turns out, everyone is working remotely. Need a drink of water, 1 second. Everyone's working remotely. No one needs to pay those big high rents. No one's in the office. Been that way now for about almost 6 months. And now they may open up another office somewhere, but for now, you can still print the paper, but the New York Daily News does not have a newsroom. And that was in the Lower Manhattan location. That's where they operate. That's somehow very sad. I mean, it happened with a lot of other papers. Chicago Tribune's in trouble too. I mean, they're all in trouble anyway. Newspapers have been in trouble for quite a few years now, but still, that's pretty sad. So pretty much pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much. That's what's going on. I really don't like that, but that's what's going on. Where are we now? Let's see. This is like all wearing. Every week, every day, something new is coming up about it. I was, about one thing or another. It's pretty sad. Somehow the New York Daily News should always be there, whether you buy the thing or not. Like the New York Times should always be in print, at least to me. I knew we were in trouble as far as newspaper goes and magazines go. I remember, not long ago, when the Encyclopedia Britannica got out of paper print. You can get it online, but I mean, way back when, you gave the college grad his own, their own collection of the encyclopedia. Wow, that was a big hit. Now, ain't happening. Got to go online. But then again, as I always say, the internet will destroy anything it touches. So it claimed the Britannica. It's claiming the newspapers. And it's just claiming one thing after another. Except porn sites. Because people have been stuck in the house, and porn companies are doing better. They're watching them on demand, watching it through streaming sites, watching it anywhere you can on the internet. So somebody's making the dollar or two. What is this story here? Let's see if we can dig up some racism. Let's see. Got this from the CNN style section. The Fox Eye beauty trend continues to spread online, but critics insist it's racist. Okay, no. All right. And I quote, the phrase is Ching Chong eyes. I did not create that. Ching Chong eyes. That's what elementary school kids used to call Sophie Wang. It was an insidious racist slur casually thrown around as they mocked her Asian ethnicity while pulling on the corner of her eyes. Well, that is a horrible thing. But then that's what kids do. That is a horrible thing. Upward for Chinese, to the side. Upward for Japanese, to the side for Chinese, downward for Korean. Well, she's now 17. And now as the beauty trend, women are using, when they're doing their eyes, cosmetics, they're using what apparently is, it's not even an Asian look, it's the eyebrows going up. Clearly the woman I'm looking at right now, which is Kendall Jenner, is not Asian of any kind, in any country. She is not Asian. She just did her makeup and pointed her eyebrows up. I don't see how this is racist, but okay. If you know about old Hollywood, I am looking at a picture of a late actress in 1932 from the movie The Mask of Fu Manchu. I am looking at Myrna Loy. Myrna Loy was a great character actress. She could do almost anything. She could be dead serious. She could be funny as hell. And you might have seen her in all the Thin Man movies. She was perfect. And at that time, in the late 20s through like the early 30s, she was like the exotic actress. She had Finnish eyes to begin with. So it wouldn't have taken much to put her eyes from a different part of the world. It just wouldn't. And she was beautiful. And they did it very well with her in the movies. At that time, the first Asian American film star was Anna May Wong around the same time period. But in this case, they're showing you Myrna Loy because she's American. And they gave an Asian look to her in this old photograph. But somehow, well, whether you agree that it's racist or not, I'll understand either way. But the one good thing about social trends, social media trends, is they all go away. Every last one of them go away. Trust me on that one. You know how I know? Because you don't hear about a lot of them anymore. I'm not even going to mention them. You know why? Because you mentioned them to me. Because they've gone away. No one cares. Here's a trend, Anyone using TikTok? The social media app TikTok? That's where everybody gets to film like, I don't know, 20-second-ish, 20-second roughly video of themselves, a little video clip of them doing whatever. Came in handy when all the pandemic, all the quarantining came in. People were bored. They made little videos of themselves, you know, making the most famous and efficient one would have been the egg sandwich. So you take your big pan, you fill it, you pour it in your eggs, put in 2 slices of bread, flipped it over, you know, bread next to each other, flat, you know, like getting ready for a sandwich. Flipped it over, put in whatever you wanted in the sandwich, then flipped it back over again, and now you had a bacon and egg, vegetable and egg, whatever an egg sandwich. That was the only one. They used a chef, a real chef, to test all the TikTok hacks on cooking. This chef liked the egg sandwich the best. But there's been a lot of them. How to make masks, how to do this, dancing, whatever people do, they make it. The current one, which I'm watching this, is the kids. Everything is the fantasy of kissing your best friend. The girls have this social trend of kissing my male best friend, and every video looks the same. They're using the same old song, and the trick is the camera's set up. He's playing with his phone. Whether he's on your left or your right makes no difference. He's playing with his phone. She keeps looking at the camera 2 or 3 times, you know, embarrassingly cute, and should I and shouldn't I? And then just at the right moment of the song, bang, she reaches over and gives him a big, big kiss. Usually it works. Sometimes there's been a few rejections. Sometimes the guy really likes the idea, and you can see things are changing. In a second, you can see things are changing. I'm waiting for this trend to break away because it's going to break up a lot of good friendships. Because to my experience, I didn't know too many women that like to change things. Because believe me, a couple of times I've tried to change things. Guys are wired. I don't care what the guys say they are now, how evolved they think they are, how it's okay with just guys are wired for sex. And this is going to be interesting. I'm waiting to find out how many. Someone's going to post a story somewhere about how many times this trick really did backfire. So I'm waiting to see that one. Look at that. Time is ticking away here. Yeah, so kissing, you know, it's happened with the girls on girls, you know, kiss here, kiss there. Again, once in a while it doesn't work, but for the most part it does. But it's always the same song. The girl setting it up has to look like, you know, should I, yeah, so cute look, and then suddenly there's the kiss. Did I see 2 guys yet? There's been a couple with the guys. Same scenario. I don't know why there's always somebody else on the cell phone, but there is. Some of these social media trends really got to go. Sometimes they just need to go. But that's how I think about things. I have never actually tried a social media trend. I was hoping somebody would name me in the Ice Bucket Challenge a few years ago, but I guess no one thought enough for me to want to dump cold water on my head. So I stayed dry. Oh well. Oh well. Let's play a song, huh? As everyone knows, reading one article that says New York is dead. No, New York is not dead. It'll be different, but it's not dead. Don't worry, if Manhattan dies, we have 4 other boroughs to choose from. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. And not every city is dead. No, not every city. We're not dead. No city in America is dead. If it's dead now, it's because it was a dead city to begin with. Didn't take more than 2 stores closing. Anyway, I'm going back to 1985. At one point, they were Jefferson Starship, then they were Jefferson, then now, this time around, they were Starship. And as Starship, they have the song, We Built This City. Jade. There you go. That was Starship. I remember when that song came out. It was panned by every review. It was. What was it? Was something reviewed as one of the worst songs ever written. It was a lot of bad press about it, but it's been around for 35 years. It must have, the song caught on. Someone did something right. I always liked it. Well, we're still going. What is it? 5:44. Wow. I'm reading here a story. I know I want to get away from coronavirus, but it's sort of hard given that it's the only thing happening in the world because this virus has replaced everything else. And the story is a 28-year-old woman. This is from August 3rd, by the way. 28-year-old woman is the first COVID-19 survivor to receive a double lung transplant in the U.S. Her name is Mayra, M-A-Y-R-A, Ramirez. She was, like a lot of other people, careful about what she was doing, where she was going. And she was admitted to a Chicago hospital, to Northwestern Memorial Hospital's emergency room. Next thing she knows is they're giving her a phone to call her family for a few minutes to talk to them. Then she's being sedated to have a tube put in her throat, and she was losing. Now, she was an otherwise healthy woman, so that helped her. And her age of 28, that really helped her. But it wound up where she needed a transplant, and she got herself, they gave her a double transplant. They gave her enough time for her family to get there to say their goodbyes, if that's what it came to. But she got a double transplant a couple months ago, and she's been home and trying. You know, it's tough. It's a tough one to recover from. I mean, I will say again, I was lucky. All I lost was I was asymptomatic. I just lost smell and taste, but it never came back the same. Maybe it will one day, but it hasn't come back the same. I cannot imagine what this woman went through. Said her dreams was a lot of nightmares, especially about drowning, because she really couldn't breathe. And she spent a month on the ventilator. And, well, you've heard these stories enough times. But fortunately for her, it worked. Unfortunately, someone either had to donate a lung or someone died to get to give up a lung. But either way, it worked out for her. And she has her shot. That's about the only way to put it. She has her shot. Let's see. I'm going to play another song. I'm just bouncing around from story to music, and nothing really matches. You know, that's always been my music. It doesn't always match what I'm talking about. But we'll try to pick it up from here. Enough with people suffering for a few minutes. I'm going with someone I haven't played in a while. I'm going with, originally done in 1931 by Louis Armstrong, but most known by Billie Holiday. But right now I'm going to 2013, Cy Cranston singing Them Their Eyes.
I fell in love with you the first time I looked into them their eyes. You got a certain little cute way of flirting with them their eyes. They make me feel so happy. They make me feel so blue. Baby, I'm falling, yes, I'm falling in a great big way for you. My heart is jumping cause you were started something with them their eyes. You better watch out, little brown eyes. If your eyes, they sparkle
There you go. I always like Cy Cranston. I wish he would do more, but I do like Cy Cranston. That was from his, what he called the Smokehouse Sessions 7 years ago. And I just came across it and I thought I'd play it. And in case no one has kept up with today's news so far, our Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, has reversed course, has changed his mind about all the changes to the Postal Service. And they're not going forward with all the changes. The story does not say exactly what he's going to do with all the changes that were made, like pulling the big number processing machines and the mailboxes that were yanked, but they're not going forward anymore. And he has to go before Congress. I would really hate to think that all the things that he was going to do was going to be remedied 1 week after the election. But okay, so here we are. Right now, Louis DeJoy is going to go, I guess, before Congress to talk about whatever they want to talk to him about. And the changes to the Postal Service will be halted for now. And you are now up to the moment. That is the news across the nation. What's the news across the nation, which only very few people would know. Whenever I say that or I use it as a Facebook post or any other place I go, I'm really borrowing that line from the old television show, Rowan and Martin's Laughing. And that's the story. It's pretty much, it is sort of exhausting. It really is what's going on this week. I mean, just listening to this stuff on the news all day. Oh man, reading the news about it. Wow. But okay, here we are. That's just the way it goes. Hopefully all of you are being careful. Excuse me. Hopefully all of you are being careful. I know Jade's being careful. I said, Jade, I'll come out and see you. She goes, no. Okay. Said you could stand upwind of me. That way nothing can, I can't blow. No. Okay. Hey, what can I do, right? It is 5:52. We'll be out of here in a couple of minutes. Once again, try your hand at this, just because I may have switched homes, but my thought is the same. Everyone should be heard. Whether you're on this station or any other station, anywhere you go, everyone should be heard. And we want to hear from you. So again, write to jadezabrick@gmail.com. If you want to try this yourself, you two could work out whatever deal you two work out. Knowing Jade, she'll bump me for you, and that'll be fun because I'll find some other spot to go into. And you can always write to me at upfrontfrank@gmail.com. And, well, I'm going to leave you with a longer song this week, so I'm going to stop 2.5 minutes early. This song was originally written in 1927 and made famous by the late, very brilliant singer and actor, Paul Robeson. And that is a very interesting man to study. Paul Robeson, yes, definitely. But me, I went to one of my favorites, of course, and I found the time for this one is 6 minutes and 12 seconds. So I'm just going to let it go for a while. I'm going to get out now, and I'm going to let you all listen. Me, say that, I used a y'all. The Jewish kid from Brooklyn saying y'all. That's pretty good. I say to everybody, have a good night. Have a good week. Do your best. Be careful. Don't just stay safe. Try to be safe. And I will see everyone again. As I said, I'll see you next week. And I leave you with Screaming Jay Hawkins singing Old Man River. Have a good night, gang.
don't want cotton. And them that plant them are soon forgotten. Oh, well, it just keeps rolling. It keeps on rolling. You and I, we sweat and strain, bodies all ache and rack with pain. Talk that barge, lift that bell. You get a little drunk and you land in jail. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm feared of living, and I'm scared of dying. But oh, that river, he just keeps rolling. Oh, man, river. Oh, man, river. You don't say nothing. You don't know nothing. Well, just keep rolling, 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 rolling along. Well, you don't plant potatoes. You don't plant cotton. And if that plant them are super cotton, well, just keep rolling, 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 rolling along. Oh, you and I, we sweat and strain, bodies all aching and racked with pain. Tell that boy, lift that bell, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm feared of living, and I'm scared of dying. But oh, my river, he just keeps running. Oh, Lord.